What's up? It's me, Tony G, coming to you from the Borgata Hotel and Casino. This is episode 30 of my vlog. In this episode, I'm going to be playing in a WSOP Circuit Event at Harrah's in Atlantic City. And I'm hoping I do get some good cards and I run well, because lately it's been terrible. I hope you guys enjoy it. Here we go. Well, I got the time screwed up, and the $365 tournament was at 12:15 this morning, and it's currently 5:15, so I missed that one. They do have a 7 o'clock $130 tournament, but I asked the guy how it was, and he said they've been barely getting one table, maybe two a night. So it looks like I'm back to the old $65 8:15 Sunday night tournament. I cashed in it the last time when Andrew and Chris were with me. Let's hope it goes well again. Here we go. In one of the first hands I play, I have 9, 10 of spades. Blinds are 100, 100. I am under the gun. It folds around to me. I call the 100. We go 3 ways to the flop, and the flop comes out 2, 4, 7 with 2 hearts. It checks around to the turn. The turn is the 9 of clubs. It checks around again to the river. The river is the jack of diamonds. We flip, and I take it down with a pair of 9s. Three hands later, I have Queen of Diamonds, 9 of Hearts in the cutoff. And I decide just to limp in for the 100, because blinds are still 100, 100. We go 4 ways to the flop, I believe. The flop is King, Jack, 8, Rainbow. Checks to the turn. The turn is the Jack of Hearts. Checks to the river again. The river is the 8 of spades. The button bets 400, and I decide to fold it. Next level, blinds are 100, 200. I have jacks under the gun. I decide to raise it up to 400. I get 3 or 4 callers, I believe. So we're 3 or 4 ways to the flop. The flop comes out 8, 9, 6 Rainbow. It checks around to me. I decide to bet 600. I get 1 call. And we are now heads up to the turn. The turn is the Jack of Hearts. Middle position checks. I decide to bet 2,000. He tanks for a little bit and eventually finds a fold. And I take down that pot. Okay, a couple levels later, I have 10s on the button. It does fold around to me. I raise to 1200, and the crazy drunk woman to my left re-raises to 4600. She had not had a hand all night and was bitching about it. So I decided to call after thinking for a minute or so, and we go heads up to the flop. And the flop is 10-8 ace with 2 hearts. I check on purpose, wanting her to bet into me. She bets 9,000. So I sit there and act like I'm not going to call, but eventually I do call the 9,000, and the turn is the ace of diamonds, completing the full house. I check again on purpose. She goes all in for about 10,300 effective. I call, flipping over, saying aces and tens, and the river's the 6 of hearts, not helping her at all, and I knock her out and taking down a very big pot. First break of the night, I just doubled up some chick who was whining and complaining she wasn't getting any cards. She went all in with a pair of kings, and I turned the full house, aces and tens. So far, so good. Hopefully the run good continues. Let's get this break over with and go back at it. In this hand, just after the break, blinds are 1,000, 2,000. I have kings, and there's a lot of back and forth going on, and the drunk chick had bought back in for the 3rd time and wound up at my table again. I raise it up. It gets around to her. She has ace 10 and decides to go all in, and I decide to call because she is acting atrocious at this point. And I'll let you listen up from here.
Wait, can we use his name until I get my beer? That's like a deal right there. But it is king of it. Alright guys, turn them up.
It's had defaulted. Kings? You got my king. Good. I hope I get you with this. 5 dealer. But anyway, good hand. You got
Thank you.
nice time to wake up with.
Had to. Break number 2. It's only gone downhill from the last break. I did get one hand, pocket kings, and actually knocked out the same girl who was bitching about me knocking her out before with a full house, aces and tens. But since then, it's just been terrible. I've been card dead for like 45 minutes straight. I'm down to about 8 or 9 big blinds. Hopefully the cards come back in my favor. Let's see how it goes. Forgot to add, coming back from break, blinds are going to be 1,500, 3,000. Just after the break, my final hand of the night, I get queens. I decide to limp in, which probably was not a good decision, for 3,000. We are 4 ways to the flop. The flop comes out 10-7-2 with 2 spades. It checks all the way to the small blind. The small blind bets 3,000. There are a couple folds. It gets around to me, and I decide to call the 3,000. The turn is the 4 of diamonds. I go all in, and the small blind calls. He shows a flopped set of 10s. I need a queen on the river. The river is no help. The river is the king of hearts, and my night is done. Well, busted out, 28th place. I limped in with queens, which I probably should not have done. And 10-3, something came out on a flop. And thought I was still good. Wound up going all in eventually and got beat by trip 10s. So, hey, better luck next time. It was a good time though. Tony G 410, out. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that trip to Atlantic City, the DJI Spark Drone Footage, the poker action, and all. If you did, make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons, leave me a comment down below, and I'll catch you guys in episode 31.